Wait, what if staying at home isn't laziness? Like, what if it's actually something deeper? I remember this one night, around 9:30, my phone kept lighting up. Come out. Where are you? Don't be boring. And I was just sitting there, on the edge of my bed, staring at the wall. Not sad, not really happy either. Just still. You know that feeling? Like the world keeps moving, but you're paused. I typed, maybe later, and just stared at it. Didn't send it. I put my phone down, and honestly, I felt relief. Not guilt, relief. That's when it hit me. Maybe people who love staying at home aren't avoiding life. Maybe they're avoiding something else. Because home isn't just a place, it's control. Out there, everything's unpredictable. People interrupt you, expect things, judge quietly, even when they smile. But at home, you control everything. The noise, the lights, the pace. You don't have to perform, you just exist. And I think that's what people get attached to, not comfort, but the absence of pressure. You ever notice how tiring it is to just be around people? Even people you like? It's like there's this invisible script. Say something interesting. Don't be too quiet. Don't be awkward. Laugh at the right time. It's exhausting. And some people, they just get tired of acting. So they stay home. Not because they hate people, but because they finally get to stop pretending. And here's where it gets uncomfortable. Sometimes they're not recharging. They're hiding. Yeah, that part's hard to admit. Because it sounds better to say, I just like being alone. But sometimes it's, I don't want to be seen. There's a difference, a quiet one, but heavy. When you stay home long enough, you start building a world where everything makes sense. Your routine, your space, your thoughts, everything fits. And then going outside feels like chaos, too loud, too fast, too unpredictable. So you choose home again, and again, and it feels right. At first, but then something shifts. The more you stay in, the harder it becomes to leave. Not physically, mentally. You start overthinking everything. What if it's awkward? What if I don't fit in? What if I regret going? So you stay. And tell yourself, next time. But next time turns into next week, then next month. And slowly, your world shrinks. Not dramatically, just quietly. And nobody notices, because from the outside, it looks peaceful. You're not causing problems. You're not loud. You're just there. But inside, there's this quiet feeling, like something's missing, but you can't explain it. That's the trap. Because staying home gives peace, but it removes friction. And weirdly, friction is where life happens. Awkward conversations, unexpected laughs, random, messy moments. That's all outside. At home, everything is predictable, safe, but also kind of flat. And I think deep down, people who stay home a lot, they feel that slight emptiness. But they choose it anyway, because it's a softer discomfort. Think about it. There are two kinds of discomfort. One is going out, being seen, risking awkwardness. The other is staying in, missing out, slowly disconnecting. And some people choose the second one, because it's quieter. It doesn't embarrass you. It doesn't expose you. It just slowly fades things. Friendships weaken, opportunities pass, memories don't happen. And it doesn't feel like loss. It feels like nothing. And nothing is easy to live with. But here's the twist. staying at home can also mean something strong. It can mean you actually enjoy your own company, and that's rare. Most people can't sit alone for long without reaching for something. A phone, noise, distraction. But some people, they sit in silence, and it doesn't scare them. That's not weakness, that's awareness. They've built an inner world, thoughts that feel real, feelings they understand. And honestly, they don't need constant noise. But even that has a side effect. When you understand yourself deeply, you start noticing how shallow a lot of interactions feel. Small talk feels empty, crowds feel fake, conversations feel forced. So you pull back, not out of fear, but out of disappointment. And that's dangerous too, because you start believing connection isn't worth it. But it is. It's just messy. Real connection isn't smooth. It's awkward, imperfect, sometimes uncomfortable. But that's what makes it real. And people who stay home a lot, they forget that. Or maybe they remember it too clearly. Maybe they've been in situations where being around people felt draining, judged, misunderstood. So they chose the safer place, where no one interrupts them, where no one misreads their silence, where no one expects anything. And honestly, that makes sense. But here's the part no one says. If you stay there too long, you start becoming someone the outside world doesn't recognize. Not because you changed completely, but because you stopped practicing. Social energy drops, confidence fades, spontaneity disappears. And then one day, you step outside and everything feels off. Like you don't belong. And that feeling, it pushes you right back inside. It becomes a loop, a quiet one. And the scariest part, it feels comfortable. That's why it's hard to break. Because you're not running from something obvious. You're just choosing what feels easier. And easier is addictive, but not always right. So what's the truth? People who love staying at home aren't all the same. Some are healing, some are hiding, some are thinking deeply, some are slowly disconnecting, and some are all of that at once. It's complicated. But maybe the real question isn't, why do you stay home? It's, what are you avoiding out there? And also, what are you missing because of it? Because staying home isn't the problem. It's when it becomes the only place you feel safe that it starts costing you. So yeah, next time you choose to stay in, just pause. Ask yourself honestly, is this peace or is this fear disguised as comfort? And whatever the answer is, don't judge it, just notice it. Because awareness is where things begin to shift. Not all at once, just slowly. Maybe one day, you still stay home, but you open the window. Then another day, you step outside, just for a while. Not to impress anyone, not to prove anything. Just to remind yourself, the world is still there, and you're still part of it. Even if you like your room more. And honestly, that's okay.